My name's Iona.
I'm Sharon.
And she's Frankie.
And we're on the teas. We
Just
finished the
because
wine.
we finished the wine too quickly.
I mean, to be fair, Jack put half of it in the gravy, so.
That's true. That's true.
Alright, welcome back to She's
She's
Frankie.
Frankie, yes.
This is our channel. We talk about our sewing challenges and dinner challenges that we set for ourselves and each other. We just ramble, really.
Yes, it does challenges in general.
Life is a challenge in general.
Middle-aged and ever so slightly tipsy.
So this week we're going to talk about, so we've just had dinner with the dinner challenges from last week.
Yep.
And then we're going to do, and you're going to freak out, it's time for the April roundup and the May plans.
Okay, cool.
And then we get to do another dinner challenge for next week. So.
Oh, excuse me.
I think, bless you.
I was not right last time. When I sneezed like 100 times.
She wouldn't stop sneezing. It
Oh
was
yeah,
very
so
annoying.
dinner. So dinner, I did the starter.
Yes, you did. You did the starter.
Yeah.
And your theme was?
My theme was jukebox, and so I made. I went to the supermarket to buy bread scrolls, but they didn't have any, so I made pastry scrolls with Gouda and ham and a mustard pickle, which was not as potent as I would have liked. But anyway, the scrolls were like records spinning around.
Oh,
you get
and
to
the
the point
jukebox.
because I'm going like this and it won't make any sense.
I was just now trying to remember what the link was and how it meant
Yeah, records in the jukebox.
Yeah.
But also, Jack said that because I was really struggling, he said, "Why don't I just pick a random song from Spotify, like a jukebox would?" And it came out with alien weaponry, and so the scrolls are actually like a kuru design as well. See,
that's a tenuous link, but it gets worse. So, Jack.
not mine. Other people's are worse. Okay, sorry, I was waiting for that.
It gets worse, worse and worse.
Joke.
So Jack drew the main, or technically I drew main for Jack, and his theme was Ann-Margret, who is a Swiss-American actress
and singer and dancer.
She's 80-something now, so she was famous in the
50s and 60s.
There you go. So, Jack...
Clearly one of us is a fan.
Jack's 25, he has no idea. So he made mashed potatoes and lamb shanks. And there was some logic there. Something about Swedish
probably eat
meat.
Sheep. And
yeah.
That's not wrong.
Either way, it was delicious. And we're calling it my birthday dinner.
It was really potent.
It was good. We've got some photos. It was too much for us to eat. And because Jack made it, there was absolutely nothing green on our plates. But that's okay, we let it slide. And then for dessert, I drew recommendations list, which was a bit of, again, quite odd for a dessert challenge. So I went to...
It was another one of Jack's though.
It was. So I went to a deli down the street in town. And I looked at all the options and I thought of all of these options, Jack would recommend a cream donut. So it was a vanilla cream donut and Jack enjoyed it. And we confirmed that I do not like donuts. So, I ate it, but I don't get it. It's just bread.
I liked it.
Custard.
Jack
just
said
don't
I
get
ate mine right and you ate yours wrong. I didn't know.
It just seemed like a lot of bread. I don't appreciate donuts. And that's fine. We've learned that now. And I would recommend other people try donut. So, that's a dinner from last week.
Yeah.
And then, so we move on to our April roundup and May plans. Now, this is where I confess that I've written down what I made in April and my plans for May, but I forgot to bring the book that I wrote it down in.
Did you put them in on the Facebook page?
I probably did, but I can tell you what I made in April because I'm pretty slow at it anyway. But I made the 3 blouses.
That's somebody else's work. That's gorgeous. So
focus.
Yes.
I made the 3 blouses. So there's the purple curly top, from Merchant & Mills, the long sleeve one. There was the new look blouse with the ties. There was the pinky purpley NYX top that I made. And then there was my grey challenge jacket and a matching skirt. And that's essentially what I got done in April. And then I sewed, I think probably, I will say 3/4 of the jacket. I actually haven't shown you the jacket. So I had 3/4 of that, and my May plans were to finish that jacket, and then I've got another blazer cut out, and then I don't really know, but I feel like I need something easy, because the last time I cut anything out was probably about a month ago, and it's taken me that long to sew stuff that it's taken a while. So you do that, and I'll pull up my jacket and talk you through my jacket.
Okay, so in April I made the patchwork dress, the stripy sort of 1930s stuff. Well, the pattern is vintage. That's the vintage. Yeah, it is the vintage one from the 1960s, but because it's got that drop line, it looks 30s. Anyway, I made that, and then I started this, but I would say that this was in my May plans because it was the May box. So so clearly I've done that, but
What's the April?
I only made one garment.
No, you made Jack's birthday jacket.
Oh, I made Jack's birthday jacket. That's right, and then which has disappeared somewhere into his room. So, and then my next plan is to patchwork those 3 fabrics together.
So the 3 patchworks that you
These are the fabrics that I want to patchwork together. So one is the remainder of this tweed. I didn't have as much left over as you did, mostly because I made the mistake of cutting this out one too many times, and I must have just not been economic. And oh mind you, this is lined. So and then these pants I don't like, never like them. Love the fabric and the idea of it, and I know the
yeah, that is a bit scratchy, isn't it?
outfit I made with them. There's just something about the cut and colour and the flies and quite right. So I've got much nicer pants that I wear with the top. So I'm going to patchwork those together. And I was thinking into maybe a plain sort of chuck it on kind of jumper, one of those square, sleeves and everything attached kind of things. And then you just throw them on jeans and you're relatively groomed.
I think it might be crocheting one of those. I don't know. So I've been crocheting granny squares, and then I crocheted them together. So I've got about 4 panels of 6 all crocheted together. But I don't actually know what I'm doing with them. So, yeah. So this is the jacket that I made. I finished it. Oh, actually, I can't do that. This is the jacket that I made, and I have finished it. I just don't know what to wear with it. And I was going to wear it today, but then it was a jacket on jacket situation.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm covering the label because there's a swear word on it.
Oh! Oh, got it!
Yeah.
That is gorgeous.
So this is my little crop blazer, and I will try and remember to take a photo and pop it in. But
Can you take more than one photo? Because look at that detail. Can you see that detailing?
I don't.
Is it in the pattern?
Yeah, it is.
Is this one of your indie pattern?
Yeah. Oh no, it's a McCall's pattern.
Oh.
And these are all panels. So these are on the cover they're contrast colours, but I wouldn't recommend doing it contrast colours unless you're really good, because this sleeve head is really tricky to do. Also, funny. So the pattern, the finished garment measurements were a little bit too small, and I thought no worries, because I'm smart and I'll just do a smaller seam allowance because there's so many different panels.
Oh. Yeah.
Have you jumped to the lining problem straight away? Because I didn't. And I was trying to attach the lining. I was like, why is the lining so small?
Yeah.
Because the lining is one piece.
Yeah.
So I did fix that so I let the seam allowance out and all the seams. So I've taken the darts out because the lining has darts. And then, so loosened the seam allowance and some of the inside of the linings. And then just, because turns out, even though I thought the finished garment measurements were too small, they're not. So I've just taken in like 2 centimeters in all of the main places. So on the sides, so the sides were all nicely top stitched, and now they're not. But
I see what the domes. Oh, I just think that's a gorgeous garment. Gosh, I hope I don't have sugar all over my hands.
The fastenings, they were, so I put domes on, and then they didn't quite line up properly, and then one of the domes I used was too small as well. So then I took them off and I put bar clips on. But then because it's not tight, the bar clips didn't stay. So
no, of course.
Took them off and put domes back on. Oh my god. This is going to be the end of me.
It's a beautiful garment, but okay. But stressful.
It's really repetitive. So this is, I thought it would be finished at the weekend, but it's taken me all week to kind of
I see what you mean about the shining.
We weren't going to mention that, but also what happens is when I iron this without an ironing cloth, so you iron it and it kind of went a bit shiny, but I figure only people that sew their own clothes will notice that, and then they'll notice that I've made my blazer and they'll be more impressed.
I only know just because you told me about it.
Also, it's meant to have shoulder pads, and I didn't put any in because I figure
You wouldn't need any, would you?
I don't think I need them.
No.
Yeah.
That's already detailed enough.
I think my shoulders provide enough padding.
You look like a gridiron player.
Yeah, some of us don't need any additional help with the, what are we, Ingrid? Built upside down? Yeah,
anyway. Also a dedicated weight trainer. Like, that's what I was getting at. Like, I need shoulder pads because my shoulders are slopey and slow and saggy. But
yeah, so this is my blazer.
Gosh,
it's got
well done.
It's got a few puckers, well not puckers, but holes in it from the pins because the fabric. But because it's nice fabric as well. So
I don't think I'd ever. Yeah, I don't.
If I had known how involved it was going to be, I probably wouldn't have done it either. But I mean, yeah, I do quite like it.
When we were talking about the lining, when I do my patchwork garments, I typically will sew the panel together and cut it, and then use the panel of fabric to measure the lining, and that's how I did the lining for the sleeves as well, because these have got pleats in them. So if I'd used the pattern piece to do
I mean I should have done that, but I honestly I thought I was being so smart. But but also this fabric, this lining I got from Bric-a-Brac.
Yeah.
So I've used the Bric-a-Brac fabric, which
good.
I thought was quite good as well. So that's my little cropped blazer.
Oh. Well done.
I do look a little bit like a gridiron player though. Never mind.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think you would if you had shoulder pads. Gosh, so much detail.
Anyway, so this is what's kept me busy for most of April and the start of May.
This was a few days worth of work. This took a wee while because the garment, because the pattern isn't lined, and so this one I had to. Oh yeah, sorry.
No, sorry. It was just right there. So this pattern, this is this,
and so when I did it, but the collar is all double sided, and so how it works is that the collar goes down to the facing, and then you're supposed to attach the collar to the, or at least the front facing. And so when I did the lining, I had to hand stitch around the top of the sleeve and all around both yokes.
Look at us hand stitching.
I had a wee bit of a sleepless night trying to figure out how I was going to, and also, but putting the pockets in was relatively easy. Like these are reverse curves, but one curve outwards, curve inwards, and they go together, to create.
Yeah.
You know.
I know.
They can be a little bit tricky to manoeuvre. So I was a wee bit worried that when I put the pockets on, I was adding another bit of trickiness to an already interesting. I was going to say geography. That's not the word. Topography is not the word either. Interesting. Geometry? Yeah, I think that's it. Anyway. But they turned out, they were okay, and they weren't too difficult to do.
It looks nice.
The top stitching was easier than I thought it would be. I think it's a nice garment, but it's another 3/4. I don't know why I keep doing that.
I feel like it's a little subtle for you, and I feel responsible for that. I like it.
It's not bad for me to have something subtle.
No.
Because I always struggle to find things to throw on top. Pants top, and I don't have a jacket that's not in a clashing colour of some sort.
It's good. I like it.
So that's that, and so my plan for May is the patchwork and the blouse, but I have to decide what. Oh, the blue fabric that.
Oh
the
yeah.
Togo book.
Yeah, I've got vague plans or vague ideas what to do with that fabric, but that one might.
I keep looking at it and calling it a blouse. Although in my head I'm thinking, well, that's predictable. Maybe I want to do something different, but I think I'm going to end up making a blouse.
I think I'll make it a blouse with it as well. It's just what blouse, and I think for me it's probably a little challenging because it's not one that I'd typically think to sew with. But. Yeah. So the next thing on my list is that stupid blazer that I cut out about a month ago, thinking it'll be a good idea. But that's one with about 4 or 5 pages of instructions and pro tips everywhere. And I was not in the mood to deal with anything else after this baby. So at one stage I was just going to have the lining all loosey-goosey hanging out there. and I had finished it all, so I'd done all the, hand-stitched both this hem and the lining hem, and it was all, and I had finished it, and then I woke up in the morning and went, no, I can fix it a different way. I finished it about 4 times.
Oh, this wasn't too bad. Yeah.
So it's just, I finished it right when it's turned into kind of winter, so it's, I don't know when I'm going to wear it, but never mind. Never mind, I'm wearing it now. Okay. So Jack's already drawn dessert for next week. He's got a Jimmy Buffett dessert.
I got mine.
I got starter.
Oh. Uh-oh. I don't like the look of this. Oh no, it's my handwriting and it's a paragraph.
Okay, we'll put that away.
You've got my handwriting too.
Yeah, I've got Heavenly Creatures for dessert.
Oh!
No, starter. I got starter. Heavenly Creatures starter.
A brick of pate, maybe? Design outfit for the year 2055. Design outfit for the year 2055.
Oh my gosh, you've got mine.
Sorry.
We'll wrap up again because we've done it a few times. That's
it.
That's it for us today. So tune in next week if you want to know what a futuristic main meal looks like. I don't know.
2055. What's dinner in 2055? Oh, we'll be ancient. I could just do a whole bunch of pureed.
Yes. Oh, when I'm old, I'm eating cocktails for dinner. Oh no, what have I done? Okay, third time lucky. That's it for us today. We're going to chop it.
We need a plan for Saturday.
We do need a plan for Saturday, but we can talk about that once we've finally said goodbye.
Okay.
See you again next week. When we will talk about maybe what we did on Saturday and if we've managed any sewing during the week. Okay.
Bye. Oh, sorry. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.